So I have a piece of vellum here that measures approximately 8 centimeters by 13 centimeters, and I'm inking up my greeting, which comes from the Thankful Thoughts stamp set in Versamarker ink. Now, so that I can double stamp this, I am placing my Stamp-A-Magic in place so that it doesn't move, so then I can do a double stamping technique. And this technique only ever works if you have your stamp positioning tool in place and you do not move it. Next, I'm going to sprinkle some white embossing powder to our greeting that we have just stamped in Versamarker ink onto our scrap piece of vellum cardstock here. I'm shaking off any of the excess that tends to be around. We're going to use our heat tool. Now, one of the things to heat set this using your heat tool on vellum to prevent it from buckling is to make sure your heat tool is hot first. So set it aside, make sure it's warmed up, and then coming into your vellum. And then you'll notice as I'm slowly putting it away and then coming back onto my cardstock, this is to prevent it from buckling so that it doesn't get too hot. And this will then slowly heat up and melt that embossing powder that you've got there. To cut out my greeting, I'm using the second largest die from my banners framelit set, and to hold that in place, I'm just going to place a piece of washi tape so that it doesn't shift as I run that through my Big Shot machine. Now, once that's come out of my Big Shot machine, I'm going to place this baker's twine around the top edge of my greeting, and this piece measures approximately 36 centimeters in Whisper White baker's twine, and I've wrapped that around 3 times and then tie that off in a bow on the right hand side and just trimming the ends with a pair of paper snips. Next, I have a piece of Blooms and Bliss Designer Series paper, and this piece here measures 10 by 14.5 centimeters. And as vellum is really hard to hide the adhesive, this is why we put our baker's twine across the top, so then I can put my mono liquid glue behind that baker's twine to hide the adhesive, as I place that in the center at the top of my Designer Series paper. Next, I'm going to place this onto my card base, which is my standard thick Whisper White card base here, and I'm using liquid glue to stick that down. You can always use fast fuse or Snell adhesive, whatever works best for you. And there you have it. There's our project finished for today.